Hello and welcome to my Textile Adventures. If this is your first look at my videos, I'm Kay Harland and I have been making quilts and textile art for about 30 years now. Volume 1 contained 2 DVDs covering skies and backgrounds, explaining and demonstrating lots of textile techniques that can be applied to many other textile requirements. These next 2 DVDs cover water and foliage, again with many different ideas. Some of the earlier techniques can be applied to these new areas as well. You may want to remind yourself of the basics from Volume 1, since I'll try not to repeat myself in the ongoing DVDs. This section is about water and how to create movement and reflections. Since water is both transparent and reflective, it can be interesting to get realistic water surfaces. Water can affect how you feel, whether it's still with reflections, slow moving, or a raging torrent. You'll see examples of how I create them and use different textiles to replicate water in my work, and how I achieve the effects I want. I often paint fabric to use for water, and this video shows you how to use the brush to create different effects and how to use salt as part of the paint process. Falling water is so eye-catching, and I show you how to create waterfalls with lace, liners and other materials. You'll also learn how to create reflections, understanding colour variations, perspective, and how water movements affects them. Machine-stitched surface embellishment with thread and with pieces of a variety of materials is another key area which really adds texture and subtle colour to water surfaces, and a bit of excitement, of course. DVD 4 describes and demonstrates techniques and aspects of adding foliage to your work. It's all around us, from the ground level to the top of the trees. It covers fabric selection and the easy way to make your own patterns, how to use paint or lace to achieve transparency and changes in colour, and how to use colouring techniques for realistic effects. Let me show you some of the fabrics that I use for foliage. I usually go and buy about 1/3 of a yard, so you can go and pick and choose what you want. If you bring a few foliage-shaped cutouts with you, like the windows, you can check easily if the fabric has potential for your project, and keep in mind that you can add or change colour at home if that's your only question mark. I've given you paint colour recipes for several nature green variations which can be hard to find, and show you how you can use colour pencils or sticks to add gentle and precise colour changes if you want to. Finding fabrics with usable foliage patterns is good, since you can cut out a piece you like, and using my favourite Vlisifix sandwich, you can applique it onto work exactly in the right spot to blend in with other foliage, or bring it forward for a 3D effect. Making fabric seem transparent is a useful technique, and can easily be done with paint or lace, particularly against the sky. I spend quite a bit of time on lace, as you can hear. How to use it, how to cut it with a burning tool is one of the many surface embellishment approaches I cover. I also demonstrate many aspects of bobbin thread sewing, such as setting the machine thread tension, needle selection and positioning, making controlled thread drawings, and using clusters and zigzags. I show you how to use your machine to make fluffy grasses, and I teach you to hand sew French knots, adding shapes that give extra touch to the finished foliage. And that ends the video. Well, almost. You will of course end each video with a quick, fun and delicious visit to Kay's kitchen. Yum! This recipe is Tricious macaroons. These can be frozen as well, and if someone pops in, you can take them straight out of the freezer and just eat them with a coffee or whatever. I've pre-whipped some of there's 2 egg whites here, And I'm just going to add a little bit of the sifted icing sugar, a little bit at a time. And then I just get a teaspoon because you just want little ones. And I'll come back when they're all cooked. Now the macaroons are ready to come out. And then you can always lick the baking paper when you're finished. And that looks quite professional, doesn't it?